out there. Please make sure to get the book at Amazon.com. The link will be in the description box below as usual. If you'd like to contact me for personal reading, my email address as well as the prices are in the description box below. My email address is Kareemspiritworks at yahoo.com. Okay. Uh, I gotta get this. I gotta pretty much get this off my chest, man. Um, that's why it is I like to make kind of these late night videos, get some things off my chest, you know what I'm saying, while they're fresh. So look, man, I'm gonna go ahead and go on a limb and say, yeah, my first instinct was correct, man. My first thought about it was correct. I, you know, I no longer am looking for people, you know what I'm saying, to really build with. I'm gonna just basically build by myself, man. Because you got a lot of people out here, right, on earth, right, who be playing a lot of games, you know, and the thing is that for them, they have this superiority complex to them. Team Virgo, stand up. But they have this superiority complex to them where they think that they're the most quote unquote intelligent person in the room, man. So many people tried to get me caught up on tricks and antics. So many people tried to get me caught up in the trick bag. And the thing is that every single time that it happens, they always take an L. They always take an L, man. Like, and the thing is, ever since I was a child, growing into a teenager or a preteen, growing into a teenager, now growing into adulthood, I've been sitting back watching at the inconsistencies of other people be. And a lot of people are full of it, man. And people can't understand, they can't. It's not that they really can't or it's over their head. They just choose not to. But a lot of people try to play this game acting like they don't understand why it is I don't keep people's numbers in my phone. It's because I don't trust you. Because I know I can't trust you. And I can prove, literally, show you the documentation that I can't trust you. Let me go ahead and break it down. I got Uranus and Neptune in Capricorn in my 11th house. Now, for all of those who don't understand what that means, Neptune represents the illusions or the lies, right, that you tell yourself, just like the illusions or the lies that other people tell you or what you tell to other people. And since I have Uranus and Neptune in my 11th house, the 11th house represents what? The 11th house represents Aquarius. Aquarius rules there. So what Aquarius or the 11th house specifically represents is friendships, hopes, dreams, long-term goals, ambitions, wishes, you know, things of this nature, right? And Neptune also represents mental illness. This is correct. If you don't believe me, you can look it up. Neptune also represents mental illness. So when I say things like the majority of people out here, whether they be on YouTube, face to face, whatever, take your pick, are mentally ill, I'm speaking from a scientific, literal perspective, because now Capricorn is actually my north node. Let me go ahead and show you guys something. My north node, right, which is Capricorn, right, and Cancer being my south node. Let me go ahead and show you guys something real quick before I give you guys this reading and get up on out of here. But Capricorn is my north node, right, which is my Rahu, right? My Ketu or my south node is in Cancer, right? But guess where my north node, aka my Rahu, is in? The 11th house. So that means that my Ketu is in the 5th house. So I'm sitting here, right? So I have my Rahu, which is my north node, my Neptune and Uranus in the 11th house, right? So Neptune represents mental illness. So since the 11th house rules friendships, hopes, dreams, long-term goals, and ambitions being met, what does that mean? What that means is I just proved that the majority of people out here are mentally ill because Aquarius is the zodiac sign of mental illness, and Neptune is the planet of mental illness. So I'm sitting up here, right, having Uranus in my 11th house, which is the ruler or one of the rulers of Aquarius, right, along with Neptune, right, in my 11th house of what? Hopes, dreams, friendships, and things of this nature. So I'm sitting up here watching. Thank you. I'm sitting up here watching and how mentally damaged people are playing games and then got the nerve now to wonder why it is that I don't trust them. Why it is I don't keep people's numbers in my phone. Dude, because I just broke down to you that people are mentally ill. You're mentally ill. Yes, you are. I'll go ahead and give you guys an example. You had this clown. I'm not even going to say his name. You had this clown. Go ahead. We exchanging information supposedly, right? He like, oh man, you're an investor in precious metals, man. Sound to me like you got something going on there. So prior to that little conversation, I was telling the dude, do you want to learn how to invest? $200. It's the same. It was the same thing at that time. I'm not doing that service anymore. But at that time, $200. I'll go ahead and show you how right now. $200. Put your money where your mouth is. You want to be successful? I want to be successful. The dude is cringing over $200. Look, peep game. He's cringing over $200. He's catching himself, right? Over $200. He's catching horrors, my dude, over $200. After I said, put your money where your mouth is. You know what it is that this dude have the audacity to do? He gonna go ahead and talk about how he has millions invested into real estate. So then $200 should be nothing. So then when I go, okay, thank you. So then when I go, okay, okay, because he wants to find out a little bit about this or whatever, I go ahead and tell him a little bit of what it is that I do, right? Then his eyes get big, his heart rate goes up. Oh my God, it sounded to me like you got something going on over there. Go ahead and, so I go ahead and tell him, hey, why don't we go ahead and exchange information? Exactly. Thank you. So I go ahead and say, hey, why don't you go ahead and let's exchange information? Yeah, what's up, Tiffany? So I go, hey, why don't we go ahead and I'm just getting some stuff off my chest, people. You know what I'm saying? Because I be on these types of live streams, I be trying to show people game. That I'm not just some dude sitting up on the internet being fake and phony all day. I live this, family. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you. I live this. So what am I saying? So he goes ahead and says he has millions invested in the stock market. Boom. So $200 should be nothing to you, right? Because if you got all these assets, that should be nothing. You should be rich right now. $200 should be nothing. So when he heard that I invest in gold or silver, right, as much as I can, I slowed down significantly these past couple of months, these past 2 months, but now he want to get in on it. So I'm thinking to myself, well, dude, you ain't trying to spend $200, so what you tripping about? So I go ahead and I say, okay, well, let's exchange information then. You teach me right? You teach me real estate information on how I can get in. I'll go ahead and teach you on how to invest on what it is I got. Peep game, though. Peep game, ladies and gentlemen. Peep game. So I go, Why don't you go first? Now all of a sudden his brother is calling him. Oh, I gotta go. Oh, okay. All right. Where you going? Son, these people out here are clowns, B. Then you want to wonder how come I don't keep people's numbers in my phone. What number am I keeping? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. What number am I keeping in my phone, B? What number am I keeping in my phone? A bunch of, and I'm not saying that every single person out here is fraud, so don't trip. I'm saying the ones who do that is who I'm talking about specifically. You know what I'm saying? So you have the 4 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 10 of Swords, Page of Swords, the Lovers, the Hangman, the Ace of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Cups. So the Virgos walking away or cutting off. This is very appropriate because I did not pick out these cards. I shuffled it. This is what it is that I got. On my honor. And y'all know I don't play with that. On my honor. This is what I got. A lot of you Virgos walking away, disassociating yourselves from crazy individuals, and as a result of this, a lot of you Virgos are seeing at how a lot of people getting you caught up in or trying to get you caught up in the trick bag. So it's not even working for them, and they're salty about it. They're mad about it. So what you Virgos are doing is, a lot of you Virgos realize that family is if under the conditions you can trust your family. So if you are a Virgo and you can trust your family, a lot of you Virgos are like, listen, people out here are full of it. So I'm really only going to deal with my family because I can trust them. You know? But see, that's the thing, Tiffany. They playing it on so many levels, but they don't seem to understand how dumb they are. Because at the end of the day, they're really screwing themselves over. Because with all this smarts that they think that they have, they really see this is what it is that I keep trying to say to dudes, bro. I study manipulation. Literally, I study manipulation. If anybody wants to keep listening, but yeah, that's the reading. But if anybody wants to keep listening, I'm gonna go a little bit. I'm gonna get off here. But I study manipulation. The thing about manipulation is the person who's doing the manipulating is actually more of a risk or at risk to have the manipulation tactic flipped on them than the person who is the quote unquote target. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why, are you listening to me? Because I'm dropping jewels on this one. So I would suggest people take notes, B. Take out a pen and pad. The thing about manipulation is the majority of people really don't know how to manipulate. Because the tricky situation or the slippery slope about manipulation is that the people who do all this manipulating, you know, the person who thinks that they are manipulating another person is actually more at risk to have the manipulation reversed onto them than their supposed target. Why? And this is part of the reason why, as I say, people need to stop playing games. Because the person who's doing the manipulation, the person who is initiating the manipulation, so to speak, their sphere or their boundary of sight is actually smaller, right, than the person who's supposed to be the intended target. So because their depth of sight, so to speak, so because of the fact that they have the ability to less see, because they're the ones that's initiating it, they don't even really know if they're being manipulated or not until it's too late. Another aspect of this is, and I'm going to get up on out of here, when it comes to the whole manipulation tactic, a lot of people don't even really seem to realize with all this manipulating that you're doing, you also giving the intended target an out. Because when you're doing all this manipulation or whatever the case may be, people actually are seeing what you want, because you have to actually tell the other person what you want. So all the other person has to do is stand back and take a look at what it is that you're really asking for and what you're tempting them with. And you've ultimately lost the quote unquote game or lost the chess match because you've put everything on the table, what it is that you want. Cut it out with this manipulation.